Yo, how's it going, guys? It's Scissor RJ here, and I'm back with some Helldivers 2. Finally got access to the game. Yeah, this dude was crying about the motors, which is ironic because this man literally just got a fucking 3-man or 2-man with the goddamn airstrike. That was one of the other teammates, but anyway, I joined in this evacuate high value asset mission, which if you don't know, you basically have to protect the generators. I placed down my motors as usual just to try and obviously defend the fucking generators. And keep in mind, during this entire time, I don't even think the entire team even had like any anti-air, not anti-air, but like anti-tank stuff, mainly, and there it's just funny because I'm looking at this gameplay and it's like it's a very easy mission, but a lot of people make it so ridiculously hard. It's just funny watching it. But I'm gonna go into a step-by-step tutorial on how to basically conquer this mission and to not fuck up like this one dude crying about motors and stuff like that. It's really not a hard mission. It's just people make it ridiculously hard. And of course, this is on Helldive 9, which at least at the moment is the highest difficulty of the game. And you can definitely do this on Helldive yourself, as long as you are basically, playing the game and you basically have a good loadout and understanding about how to even do this mission in the first place.
Extraction complete. Pelican 1 beginning ascent. You have escaped death and earned us the opportunity to redeem this defeat.
Now that the crybaby is out of the match, I'm going to show you guys exactly how, or at least help you guys understand this mission. So, like I said, you basically have to protect these two generators and basically launch all 8 of the rockets. And these are the stratagems and boosters, at least for this team that we were using. Basically, motors, the EMS motor, and just the regular motors always help out. I also put in a Tesla tower to kind of take care of some of the smaller ones. You honestly don't even need the Tesla tower. You can pack in whatever you want for that, but I really do highly recommend the motors just to help with crowd control. But again, it's all subjective whenever you play this game. There's tons of strategies that you can do. You don't have to just copy this loadout for loadout. You can choose whatever you want. But one thing that I highly recommend, and where I see a lot of people fail, is a spear or an EAT or a reconcile, I guess any type of anti-tank rocket that you have. I would definitely recommend packing it just because you are going to be getting those Bile Titans, and those Bile Titans are going to come in and they're going to thrash through the entire thing. And yeah, if you don't have anything to take out the, Bile Titans, then, it's pretty much just game over. They're just going to storm the field and, basically just blow up the generators and destroy the doors and whatnot, right? But, like I said, you want to make sure you have some sort of anti-tank. And it doesn't have to be a support weapon. It could definitely be a stratagem you like to use, like a rail cannon or, whatever you want, like a nuke, a 500 kilogram. Um, as long as you have some way to just kill the Bile Titans, that's all that pretty much matters. The weapon of choice I highly recommend is the incendiary fire shotgun, which you can get from, I believe, the Warbound. That is a premium one, but you can get that for free if you do grind a lot. But highly recommend the fire shotgun. And for the boosters, it's all up to you. You can have more reinforcements in case you just want to have that little insurance, terminite or termine localization. I believe it's just localization, which kind of like I guess sort of helps. Again, you don't probably won't even need that, but one I recommend is the extra magazine one where you basically go into the battle with all your ammo, and resist injury is also a pretty good one too. But honestly, for the boosters, you can pick whatever you want, especially if you're with a full team. You can do whatever you want, as long as you just have an anti-tank weapon or anything. That's pretty much all you need. Now, let's go a little bit into the gameplay. And speaking of gameplay, that was actually from a different group. This is basically what we're using as a group, but like I said, the same thing. You just want to make sure you have some sort of just any tank weapon. Alright, you really do need to take out the Bio Titans. Like, I don't understand that. A lot of people jump into this and they don't take it down the Bio Titans, and the Bio Titans just kind of charge through. And speaking of charging through, the chargers are also a problem. So again, rather whatever you like, the EATs, the spears, whatever you want to use, um, you just want to make sure you have that. Now this is honestly this was a good run, but this one didn't make sense to me. This person basically went to the terminal and basically instantly started this entire defense, right? So if you want to start the defense early, there's a terminal that you can basically press. And obviously, I was not ready. I was definitely not expecting that, or at least for them to start it so early. But you know, regardless, we're just gonna, still show you how we managed to get this done. I believe this is the same run that we did, where not a single generator got attacked. So again, super easy. People just make it super hard. As you can see, we took down the first Bile Titan, or at least it's still standing. Hunky little fella. You know, it's dead. Finally, it might take you a couple shots here and there. Now, if you're using the spear is pretty easy to use. It's a lock-on. The lock-on, it can be a little bit wonky, so you might have to readjust your aim. But if you position yourself right, you can actually potentially one-shot the Bile Titan if you shoot it in the head. So, make sure you're in some good position points, and just make sure you lock it down. And like I said, we're using motors, obviously. So if you don't want to get attacked by a motor, my main advice is to get away from the enemy. As I said before, these motors are going to target the enemy, right? And that's what happened in the very first clip. The Crybaby was talking about the motor team killing. And the thing about motors is you have to be aware that there's a motor on the battlefield. Like, you have to be aware. And I see this a lot with people dying from this, and it's like people push up so heavy for no reason, and everybody think that they're Rambo, and I don't know, it just doesn't make sense to me. As you can see here, we actually had another player to join in, and if I believe so correctly, this person pretty much had like all turrets, motors, and even the autocannons, which the autocannons are very useful. Highly recommend that because that can be a good way to take out Bile Titans and also the Chargers. So again, you basically want to do like crowd control stuff, you know? So again, you can use the Tesla Tower, you can use the Fire Shotgun, that's good for crowd control. It's just, you just want to make sure you're maintaining the horde, you know? You can use airstrikes, of course, you can use like the 500 kilogram bomb. Like, it honestly doesn't matter what you use, you just have to kill the enemies, right? So I'm gonna fast forward a little bit into this gameplay because you're basically gonna be doing this for roughly like 10-ish minutes, I would have to say. 10-ish to like 15 minutes. You basically just have to wait for, again, all the rockets to be launched. So again, you really want to just fortify yourself and just lock it down. And you don't have to do what this host did and just start it up immediately. You can definitely take your time. You get like a little like 2-minute grace period to like set up your defenses and stuff like that. You don't have to just rush it, you know? But again, we'll just fast forward a little bit so you guys can see some more gameplay. So here we are again with basically about like 10 minutes left, and as you can see, we have a little fortress going on here. We have practically everything, motors all over the place. We got resupplies, and There's a whole bunch of stuff, and you'll see a few of my teammates actually get killed by the motors. And like I said, the reason for this is that the motors are going to target any enemy that it detects in the vicinity. So again, if you don't want to get killed by that, you really should just back up. And like I said, usually people die from the motors just because they push up a little bit too much, or they just don't know like the position of where the motors are gonna land. I mean, you can see me just hanging around the back where the motors are. I'm just kind of chilling. I'm not pushing up. I'm just letting everybody else shoot. You see V2 over there is shooting from the top, just away from the enemies. But you'll soon see the other teammates basically just push up and stuff like that. And eventually it kind of calms down. The bug breaches start to get just a little bit slower, especially if you're just killing very quickly. It can start to slow down a lot. The Bile Titans, as you see the corpse over there, we take them out easily. I think we had in this it was like 2 people with spears, and we were just going to town on them with the spears. It was just honestly really fun. It was amazing, honestly. I don't think it was a spear. I think the person was using a quasar cannon, but like I said in the beginning, you really do need an anti-tank weapon or an anti-tank type of, like, I don't know, airstrike, because you really do need to take out some of the bigger guys, which is crazy. It's not the swarm of the smaller fry termines that are, I think, the biggest problem for people. Like I said, the biggest problem is the Bile Titans and the Chargers, and especially the Chargers. If the Charger somehow manages to get in your base, I believe they can actually kind of one-shot the generators, especially if they just charge right into it. So, again, you really just do want to be cautious of, your defense. Just be cautious of everything, If you see a Charger, make sure to take it out. If you see a Bile Titan, make sure to take it out. And you don't have to necessarily use motors. You don't have to use airstrike. Like I said, you can do whatever you want, but as long as you take care of the enemies and just get it all under control, you should be fine. So I'm gonna fast forward a little bit because I think the last rocket is basically about to set off. You'll know that all the rockets are ready, I think around like 7 minutes left, or like 7:59, and that's basically when the last rocket will launch. So you only have to hold it down for like 15 minutes. Not too bad, but like I said, it can get a little bit overwhelming for some people, especially if you're not taking down some of the bigger people or some of the big termites. And as you can see, the green guy died. Got a little bit too close for comfort with the motors. And like I said, that's usually how people end up dying from the motors. It's just they're in the field or they're next to an enemy, and that will basically happen. I think V2 is about to get cooked by the motors right now. Oh, he got lucky. Nope, nope, that was a double kill. Oh my. It's always fun watching these gameplay clips, man. It's just such a fun game. But yeah, like I said, yeah, there you go. Apparently that was at like 6 minutes and 30 seconds, so I do apologize for that. But yeah, they didn't even get to this third gate at all. They didn't even touch it. They didn't even touch like the final gate. So you can definitely hold it down if you have the right stratagems and, I mean, just good teammates in general. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to tell you guys. I mean, yeah, like I said, just take out the Bile Titans, man. Bile Titans, Chargers, etc., man. Don't even worry about the small fry. It's all about the bigger ones. As you can see here, they are just all clustered up in this area. Luckily, they do not come in this area. It's like a lane system. So they don't just like come around the back, right? They can't do that, right? Which is good. Definitely a good. They only come around the back if you like purposely are trying to lure them in, right? But if you stay in the same lane with, all the gates and stuff like that, then you can definitely get this mission done. I also did this mission with my buddy, and we did it in 2 players, and And it was rough at first, but I still managed to do this with 2 players only. So again, you guys can definitely do these missions, but like I said, people just make it really super hard. So hopefully this helps you guys out a little bit with this mission. I know it can be a little bit challenging, but again, if you have the right setup and you have some really good teammates, not the not the motor teammates crying about motors, and if you have a good defense, you really should be good, honestly. You honestly really should be fine. But until then, hopefully, you guys spread some democracy out there, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.